Hi there everyone, welcome to Big O in Big Oggie's world. And I'm in Kelly's kitchen today and I'm going to make, well, it is that time of year, a Christmas cake. We've done a few different Christmas cakes over the course of the channel, as we would. But I found a new one. Always good to find a new Christmas cake. This one we found in the latest Good Housekeeping magazine, which is the Christmas edition. They had a special section called Easy Christmas Food. Easy is good for me. This is called Time Saving Classics. So it's called a no soak Christmas cake. I will give you all the ingredients etc. below as usual. Most Christmas cakes you normally soak with either your brandy or your tea and you leave it in the fridge overnight or at least for a few hours. With this you don't. So there's a whole lot of stuff here, as always, as befits a Christmas cake. But we're going to do the no soak bit first and then we'll crack on. So, the thing about the no soak bit is basically you get all your fruit. This is part of it. This is 100 grams of prunes and 100 grams of dates, which I've stoned. It's the zest of 1 lemon. A serious amount of sultanas. There's some in there already, but I will do in a second with those. And a serious amount of raisins. Underneath here, which I forgot to tell you, there is also 100 grams of dried apricots. I've got the chopped ones, you can just use other ones and just chop them up. And because they're Kelly's favourite, even though they're not actually officially on their ingredient list, I will add them later, I've got some whole Glacé cherries, which I have, this is my mum's old thing, I have put them into boiling water just to take that sugary, syrupy stuff off. But here's the idea of that, if they don't all stick together then. So, that's done. So that's, like I said, a serious amount of fruit. In fact, I found a bigger bowl. Now, to that we add, there it is. Tell you how disorganised I am this morning. The juice of 1 lemon. There we go. So we've had the zest of 1 lemon and the juice of 1 lemon. To that, I now need to add the alcohol. Now obviously if you don't drink alcohol or don't want alcohol in here, boil yourself up some strong tea, let that go cold and use the same kind of amount, okay? So I need 150 mils of brandy. Any old brandy will do. And a little bit left. Well, they say drizzle over later, but to be honest, it's to feed the cake later on in the next few weeks. So that goes in. Now we've got Christmassy things going on here now. Now that all goes in the microwave. So you microwave it for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, or until whatever liquid in there is all gone. Okay, so hopefully it'll all go into there. So we're going to give it a bit of a stir up, pop it in the microwave, and I'll be back. So I'm just going to have to get myself a big heavy spoon. Just going to stir this up just so it all gets coated in some of the liquid. Not an awful lot of liquid, there's an awful lot of fruit. There we go. Now make sure you put this in a microwavable bowl. I've got a plastic bowl here, that's fine. Like I said, pop this into the microwave. So it's had about 2 minutes. Just going to give it another stir. Still a fair bit of liquid out there. And you stir this up to get that liquid mixed into the fruit. I'm going to pop it back in again, like I said, until all that liquid is gone. Boozy fruit. Lovely smell. Proper Christmassy smell. So, let's get that back in. Give it a minute and a half probably. Okay, so that's now fully absorbed. I'm going to put this to one side to do the dry ingredients. Now, for this, we need 150 grams of butter, which will be softened. It's quite warm in this room at the moment, so it's softening already. I don't really mind whether you use salted or unsalted, as long as it's not very, very salted, okay? That makes sense? So, it all helps in this, to add a bit more flavour. To that we add 175 grams of soft dark brown sugar. And I'm going to get the little electric whisk out, so a bit noisy now. Beat this together until it's smooth and creamy. Be about 5 minutes for this. So there we go, lighter, fluffy, creamy. Now to that we add 3 medium eggs. Now do them one at a time, beat the devil out of them. If you think it starts to curdle, just take a pinch of your flour, add it into the mix. Obviously, if you're worried about shells going into your mix, crack them somewhere else and then transfer them, okay? I don't have a problem with that. So, there we go. And we keep on mixing. Now, make sure you use a spatula or a scraper just to make sure you get everything down off the sides. There we go. Okay, now to that we are going to add some black treacle, 1.5 tablespoons. So if you don't know, this is black treacle. Obviously it comes from the same company as golden syrup, but it's darker, has more of a kind of, well, licoricey vibe, I guess, going on. This is the 1/2 tablespoon spoon, so I need to get 3 of these in. It's very sticky and a lot of fun to try and get off a spoon, especially if you're doing this one-handed. Ideally you could get someone else just help you pull that off the spoon with another little spoon. There we go. Perfect. Use my finger. There you go, John. So now you've added that, you're going to beat it again with the mixer until it's all combined. Let's scrape this down. Make sure you get all the mixture, because obviously it's all important. Especially with that amount of fruit, you want a lot of mixture to keep it together. So, I'm going to put our sieve onto there. 125 grams of self-raising flour. Get it all. There we go. And 1 teaspoon of ground mixed spice. Lovely. And 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Cinnamon, definitely one of the major Christmas flavours, Christmas smells, I guess. So, I'm going to sieve all this in. Get some air in it. Okay, now using your metal spoon, because obviously a spatula is just no good now, it's not going to take the weight of all this. I'll put that in there. Just fold this in. Not got to be beaten in. Fold in, give itself some air, take your time. Fold this in until it's all mixed, okay? Okay, put some Christmas music on. Whatever you fancy. As long as it's probably not Michael Bublé. I'm sorry, Michael. Now, once this is all combined, and we're getting there quite quickly, we will add the fruit. And then that's pretty much done. So, as you can see, hopefully, all combined. Now it's time to add the fruit. So all the fruit that we've had soaking, and if there is any dicker in the bottom, that's because it's resettled, but there isn't, that goes in as well. And again, with your spoon, fold all this in. Oh, now we have a Christmas cake. Now we have a Christmas cake. Yeah, aroma is just fantastic. Make sure everything is combined. There we go. Christmas cake batter or mixture. So we're going to put this to one side a second. Let me tidy up. There's only me by myself here today. And then I'll show you what we do next with the tin. Okay, welcome back. I've tidied up. Got to keep my wife happy. So what we do now is you get your tin. This is a 20 centimetre cake tin, and I have greased it. I've also, I've used cake release, but you can use butter if you wish to grease the sides and the bottom of the tin. Cake release is brilliant. Then I've lined it. See inside here, I've lined it. Okay, I'm using a liner, but again you can use greaseproof paper, baking paper. And then what you do is you get some more baking paper and you fold it so that it's a good 2 or 3 inches above, 5 or 6 centimeters above the top of your tin. And then you get a piece of string and a friendly helper, my wife, thank you Kelly, for tying the string together. I had to put my finger on the knot. Okay, so that's it. So basically it's like a crown now, like the crown when you're one of the 3 kings. Okay, that bit done. Now, as if by magic, the mixture appears. I'm going to give this another stir a second because I've waited a few minutes whilst I was doing that. So we're going to preheat the oven to 130 degrees fan, 150 degrees normal. That's gas mark 2. This is going to go in for 3.5 hours really, or until you put a skewer or a knife through the top and it comes out clean. Okay, so I'm going to carefully, and I have to do this carefully, spoon this into here and I'll come back. Okay, so there is the finished article, or the finished article nearly before it goes in the oven. Now I flattened this down so it's all nice and level in the tin, but the thing about cakes, they do tend to end up with a dome on them. So to help stop that happening, because obviously most people want to ice their cakes, etc., you just make a bit of an indentation in the mixture in the middle with a bit of a spoon. I will very quickly take a photograph of that. Not sure if you're going to see it, but do my best. And hopefully as it rises that should even up. So we're going to pop this in the oven now, like I said, 3.5 hours. I'm going to check it at 2 hours. If the top starts looking like it's getting a bit too brown, get a ring of foil, make a foil with some tin foil and cut a ring and just pop that on the top just to stop that bit browning too much. Okay, let's pop this in and I'll see you in about 3.5 hours. Okay, now it's been in about 3 hours and 20 minutes now. So I'm going to have a little look at it. Looks lovely. And that has come out clean. I'd say we're done. So let's turn the oven off and I'll tell you what we do next. Okay, so we've got a cooling rack. That's for about 10 minutes. Leave it in the tin with all its wrapping on, etc., for about 10 minutes just to cool down a little bit in the tin. Then we'll take this paper off, we'll unhook the tin because it's one of those easy release tins, and then we're going to put it on the cooling rack to cool completely. If you've wrapped it in brown paper inside, you leave it in that paper all the way through. I've got one of these special wraps inside, so I may leave it on, I may not, but the ideal is you leave it on until it's completely cool. Then what you do is, if you've still got your paper on it, you leave the paper on, you wrap it up in cling film, put it in an airtight container and leave it for a couple of weeks. Then what do we do? Well, it's called feeding it. We're going to feed the cake. We've got plenty of time. So in about 2 weeks we will take this out, put a little skewer on it, a cocktail stick, poke some holes, put a little bit more brandy, just drizzle a bit more brandy over it. If you're using sherry or anything like that, one of those things, Cointreau is quite nice, got a bit of an orangey kind of sweetness going on. But basically the idea is you feed your cake with just a couple of tablespoons, just to add some more richness to it. Put it back away, seal it up, and then nearer Christmas you can ice it, you can put marzipan on it. Maybe we'll come back and do that later on in the series and tell you how to do that. But the little indentation we put in has flattened the cake somewhat, which is kind of what it needs to do. It's a slight dome, but then that top bit is flat. Sounds about perfect. So if you like this video, if you like the fact that I'm doing some Christmas style recipes, let me know. If there's anything you want Kelly or I to show you how to make or need recipes for, again, let us know in the comments. Please subscribe, please hit the notification bell, make lots of comments, tell your friends, help this channel grow. This channel, we're just loving this channel. And the community that's growing on it is fantastic. So, become part of that community, get your friends involved. And that you never know what might happen with this channel as it grows. The sky's the limit. Windows open, breeze is blowing. Come, let this cool down. I'll take some pictures, you'll see them now at the end. Bye for now everybody.